Okay guys, so back to where we stopped. So we did the get line function, which allowed us to get to input a command, and then we got it back, right? So it prompts us to input a command, right? So I skipped this, that he said we should write our own version of getline. So normally we are supposed to write like that getline, right? Function that acts like getline. But probably I'm going to do it later. But if we check our resource, we see that we can use this function. So I don't see the reason why we would need to just create our own, right? So you might do that as an assignment. Probably I might work on that because um, it's going to be a very lengthy code, right? So I don't want to waste our time. So the major thing is that we should know how to use the getLine function, right? Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is the string tokenization. That's string token, right? So write a function that splits a string and return an array of each word of the string. Okay, it says you should man string token, and at the end it says we should write the function without string token. That is, we should mimic this guy, right? We should write a function that would do this without using this string token function. So in this video I'm going to be doing this task, right? And then in the next video I will see if how to deal with this guy. Okay, but we need to understand what he's doing, and then in order for us to know how to tackle this guy. So basically string token is just a way of let's just man it. It's a way of separating a long string, right? For example, if you have this word, right, and we want a delimiter is like a separator, right? So we want to separate it. I think we did that in if you did your what was this guy called, redirection, right? There's a delimiter there, right? So delimiter is a separator. Like we can say, okay, we want to separate these strings. Whenever we see space, then we want to separate it. Okay, so string tokenization will help us separate all these strings based on a particular delimiter that we give it. We can say, okay, separate it by comma, by space, separate it by, whenever you say comma, separate the string you get. So we can majorly we use space majorly, right? And then it's going to be printing out write a function that splits a, like that. It's going to separate everything as a new strings, right? So basically what string tokenization does is that it inserts a null here, showing that this guy has end here. It will start again from here, point you, and then return a pointer to the next character, and then anywhere it sees that delimiter, it replaces it with null, okay? So if you understand string very well, I think this should not be a problem. All right, so let us man string tokenization and see what it does. String token, is it just man or man 3? Just man. Okay, good. So if we check string token, we have another sister function called string token stock underscore r, which is to extract token from a string, right? We want to extract some token, that's from words, from a particular string. Okay, so we have to include the string.h because it's a string. It's defined in the string.h, right? And then as you can see, the prototype, right, the function prototype, it returns a character pointer to a string, right? So it will return a character pointer to a string. It collects that your string, right? And then the delimiter that you want to give it to it, right? So it's going to collect these two, and then yes, would go into it, and then we'll explain some of this description. Let me see, I think there's even an example there. Yes, there's an example here. Oh great. So we might go through, should we go through this? Okay, as you can see, they include standard library, standard and string.h and standard IO, right? So this one uses argv and argc. So we have the string 1, string 2, token, subtoken, save pointer 1, save pointer 2, int j, and then all these are just used to do different things. It said if arg C is not equals to 4, print an error, okay, and so on. We'll see a lighter we'll do a lighter program that will make us understand how this guy works. And also, one thing that we would need this guy for is that, for example, if we are doing our ls-a, for example, right? So normally, like I said, ls is like a executable that we'll be creating, right? That might exist or will be creating. So we'll execute it, but we want to pass in a command line argument to it, right? So if we do like this normally, and we use the get what's that function called, get char, right? Get line rather. So if we use the get line function, right, get line is just going to repeat all this string, right? It's not going to separate it. So using the string tokenization will help us separate this guy, right? Put a null here so that this guy would be separate, and then this guy will be separate, and then we can use this guy as an argument to this function that we've created, to this executable. Okay, so that's basically what it does. So let us go through it. So let us clear. Let me see if we have one here. Okay, nothing. So let us call it let's seed into our shell again. Shell tutorial ls. We have our, yes, so vi string tokenization.c. okay, all right. So what we want to do is we want to include our standard io.h, and then we want to include, for now we include our string.h. okay, good. So the next thing is we can int main, sorry, it's not int main, we have our prototype, right? Where is it? Okay, so let's us man string tokenization here. Okay, so we have this guy char this. Okay, so let us just copy this. So it's going to return a character pointer, right? Yeah, so it's going to return a character pointer, and then we'll have a string, right? We will have a string, and then we'll have this. So this function, we can use it if we want to create its function. We can use this prototype, but because I'm not creating its function, so for now let me just keep that one for now. So I'm just going to be using this to explain some concepts to you. Sorry, hold on. So let us still have our int main. So we'll have our function inside our main function. We'll have the what's it called, explanation inside our main function. Okay, so we'll say int main, and then let's give this guy void. Sorry, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Yeah, good. Okay, so what we'll do next is we'll declare, let's say we have an array of character, right? And it stores this is a separated word by spaces, right? And then we have this, right? So the next thing is we have the string. So let's call this one string, right? We have the string, we have our delimiter, right? So let's say we have our delimiter is also a character, because it's going to be like comma or space or this. So let's call this one delim, right? Delimiter. Okay, and then so let us make it a space. Sorry, double, sorry, space, and the end. Okay, and then we'll have it's going to return a character pointer, right? So character pointer. It's going to return a character pointer. So normally these ones are strings, right? These ones are strings, right? We'll still use it, but I'm using this guy for example first. I'm using an array first. So it's going to return this guy, and it's going to return it. Let's call it let's call that part our the portion to return, okay, or the trunks, okay, trunks to return. So let us just declare that first, and then we'll go down. So we'll say we'll then say, okay, string tokenization. We want to split this word, and then it's going to collect this guy str. So we'll pass in str comma, right, and then we'll pass in our delimiter delim, right. So we are passing this word, and we are saying that you should separate it by space. Okay, so pass the word, separate it by space for us, and then the return type is going to save it inside where, inside, let's save it inside trunk. So we'll say trunks is equal to, right, this. Okay, so we can do it this way: trunks equals to this guy, and at the end we'll end with a semicolon. So far we just have our array holding this guy. So I think we can also just give this guy, I don't know, maybe 50, depends. Let's give it 30. I think, sorry, I think 30 is not too long, and this one, let's give it 5. Okay, good. So yes, so we have this. Okay, so normally if we print f, and then we say we want to print out our %s new line, we want to print out our string, our trunk, because trunk now is receiving the first the first array, right? It's going to return. So if you look at the man page, let's see, it breaks a string into a sequence of zeros or more non-empty tokens. On the first call of this guy, the string to be passed should be specified in str, right? So when we are calling it first, it should be specified in str. We will still go on to that. So let us do this, and then trunks, and then let's return 0. So this one, let me delete it for now. What's that command to delete a full line? I've forgotten. Let's just delete it manually. Okay, undo. Okay, I delete. Okay, so let's delete this guy for now. Okay, good. So if we exit it and let us gcc str string tokenization, the output should be string tokenization. Okay, so we have a function main. This is initialize string for, is too long for array. Okay, is this more than 30? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Oh man, this guy is more than 30. Okay, let's vi into our string tokenization. Let's see, let me just remove it so that it's going to calculate it for us and do the maths for us. I think that guy is more than 30. Alright, so let's see again. So it worked, and let us clear it. Alright, ls, and then we'll string tokenization. So you can see that it printed, oh, it printed this, right? That new line, let me see, vi string tokenization dot c. Sorry, dot c. What happened to the new line? Oh, sorry, \n. Yeah, so let us recompile and then re-execute. So you can see it printed that trunk of that first line. Okay, so So we can repeat that sequence. Where is it? We can repeat the sequence and continue getting that. So we can just copy this guy, right? We can copy this guy, copy, right, and just say enter. Okay, so um so the thing is, we've gotten the first one, and in the man page it says that the second time we are passing it, okay, the string copy knows that, okay, I picked from string, right? Okay, so the next time this string will be replaced with null. 1 2 3. So it is in the man page. As you can see, it says that the string to be passed should be specified in str. In each subsequent call, that's after all, that should be passed the, okay, that should be passed this the same string must be null. Okay, that is, subsequently when we are repassing this guy, then the string should be null. Okay, so let me see, should this guy work like this? Let's see. Okay, let's compile. Okay, as you can see, it has given us this is okay. So we can continue like that, right? We can continue like this to get all these guys. So if I copy this guy now, right, so right, and then I come down, right, if I continue like that, I will keep getting my guy. Okay, so if I do this and then let's compile. Okay, this is a separated word by spaces, right? And at the end we had a segmentation fault, right? Let's see why. So why we had the segmentation fault was because we've gotten to the end of the string, right? Let's see, we've gotten to the end of the string, and then at the end it is a null, right? So the string tokenization got to a null part. So let us see, let me modify this guy. I don't know if it's up to this guy. How many words do we have there? So okay, good. 1 2 3 4 5. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, so how many words? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Good. All right, so if we still compile this guy, 6, right, and 7, UCC, right, we don't have any segmentation fault. So to know what is next, so we can just say via. So yeah, we want to know what is next. Sorry, so we'll say that sorry, okay, if our trunk is equal to null, right, print last part is null, right? Else it should print it is not null. Okay, so let us see this guy and execute, compile. Trunk, sorry, not trunk, trunks. vi s. Okay, so let us see. All right. Okay, it is not null. Why is it printing it is not null? I was expecting last is null. Is it not null? Vi, I'm coming. Okay, so if our trunk is equal to null, print last is null, else print it is not null. Is it not null there? That should be null. Okay, let me see. Let me vi it back. Okay. Let's see. This is a word separated by space. Okay. If this guy is equal to null, you should print this, else print. So let me copy this guy twice. I don't know. It's supposed to be null. I think I'm doing something wrong here. Okay, I'm repeating it twice. So let us compile and see. Sorry. It is not null. Okay, I think I know why. We are supposed to. I know why. Okay, so the thing is, trunk at that point is not null, right? Because we did not check, we did not pass in this guy. So we'll pass in this guy, right? Copy. Okay. And then enter, and then I'll paste this, right? So trunk at this point would be null because this is the end, the one that got the last words here, right? The one that got the last these spaces, right? So the next one he wants to get now will be the null, right? So let us try this and see. Okay, so let us compile. Last part is null, as you can see here. So since we know that the last part is null, we can use that to iterate and give it a loop instead of repeating it. What if we have a file containing lot of words and we need to delimit or pass in the string token function to it? So in order to do that, we'll just vi the string token. Let's see. So I would remove all this line for now. So I'll remove this line. So we know that the end is a null, right? So let's remain one. Okay, good. So this one would return the first one. So what we do is we enter a while loop then, right? So we use a while loop to iterate through this guy. So we'll say while our trunks, because it is trunks that we do, is not equal to null, right? While it is not equal to null, then it should what? It should keep getting then we'll say you should print f. So once this trunk gets the first this, right, it's going to enter this loop. It is not equal to null, right? Then it will want to print out that trunk. So we'll print f that trunk. Then we'll say let's see. Then we'll say percent %s new line comma trunks, right? So and then inside again we want to pass in the next guy. Then we'll say trunks equals to string tokenization, and this guy will be null, and then we'll have our delimiter, right? So we'll have this, and then we'll end this to semicolon. So what this guy will do now is that, okay, it's going to print this guy, reset trunk to a string token to go for the next guy. It's going to come here again. Is that trunk equal, is it null? No, so it will come here. It's not equal to null, right? It will come here, and then until it is equal to null, that's when it will escape and then print this. So with that we can do this, and then when we execute this guy, gcc string token dot c output as string token, right? And then when we execute that, as you can see, we have it, right? So it has done that. So there are three more different things I still want to show you with the string token function, right? String token dot c. Okay, so basically if you look at this string token function, what it really does, okay, is that, like I explained, it is replacing this place with a null, okay, right? So it will go into our string, right? It will manipulate, like change something, change the content, and add those null to wherever we put that delimiter, right? It will replace it with null, and then get that place until it gets to the null, and then return the next guy. So there's a popular thinking or proposal that, okay, probably it is what it is doing. Before they knew that, okay, it was actually replacing it with null, so we are going to print it out right now. But what they thought was that, okay, probably it was creating these trunks. It was a allocated memory in the heap, and it was just saving all these guys in the heap. And then when they check the address of this guy and the one that this one returns, they get to know that they are the same address, showing that it is not a separate one. So in order to do that, let me just try and see. So we want to get address, right? So to get the address, would come here and say, okay, wow, this equals to this. Okay, let us do it from here. Okay, so I'll say print f, sorry, so I'll print f. To print address is %p, right? So %p, the address, oh sorry, and then %p, the address of the address of str. Remember that str would print out the address of this guy to return the address of the first byte, right? So let us print the two together. So we'll say new line, and then %p, new line, the address of trunks. Okay, so with this, let's see what happens. GCC, will it compile? Okay, it's compiled, and let's see. So if you look at the address, right, it printed the same address, showing us that it is not. Okay, so one more thing, let us check what it is actually doing to the guy, right? So let us vi to the strings. Okay, so let us vi the content, and then we've gotten the address. So let me comment this guy out, and then okay, good. So we've commented that guy out. So in order to get that part, we'll just come down, and so we want to print out the whole stuff. So here I will come here, and sorry, I'm already in insert mode. So I'll say for I equals to 0. Remember, I've not declared I. Okay, for I is equal to 0. Right, so here I'm going to come here and say int I, right? Okay, I equals to 0, right? And as I is less than, let's say this guy is let's say it is I is less than 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 10 20 30, like 35. As 0 is less than, let's say 35 I plus plus. So we want to go 35 times, right? We want to repeat this loop 35 times. Okay, let me just use this braces for this. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll say if our str, right, is equal to null. Where's our null? Single quotes backslash o, right? Okay, good. Is equal to null. If it is equal to null, right? If this guy is equal to null, then it should print. You should print. You should print the null. Okay, you should print null. So you should print how is null backslash o. Okay, so in order to print backslash, I'll just use double backslash and then it should work, right? You should print this guy. Okay, and then it should continue. Else, so it means that if it is not null, you should then, let me just print. You should print f. You should print the character that it sees. So say printf present c character, right? One by one, and then what character? str, right? So it's going to print str. Okay, so I hope you understand. So it wants to actually print str character by character 35 times because we have 35 for it. But once str is null, is to check is it null. Okay, it will print this guy. Okay, so let us see and then let us run this command. All right, so we'll compile. Okay, we have some error. Oh yeah, we are supposed to put comma there, and then int. Let me see. Let me go there first. Where's that one? Yes, we're supposed to put comma here. Comma. Where else? Where else? Let's compile again. Okay, so this one is said %c expected argument of the type int, but argument 2 has a char, so it is a character. Okay, sorry, I even made a mistake. Vi, we are supposed to say string at index I. Sorry, index I. Yes, so this is what we want to print. So I think this is why we had a error. Okay, so clear, and let's compile again. So it's compiled. So we'll st. Okay, this is a separated word by spaces. This is a separated word by spaces. Wait, what's going on? We're supposed to get our guy. If str index I as well, right, is equal to. So let's try this. So let's compile and let's run. Okay, wait. This, as you can see, we have it here, but I'm looking at why we had this one first. Okay, I think didn't I delete the first guy at the top? Okay, I didn't comment this one, so let me just comment out this guy. Okay, uh should we comment it out? No, I think we'll leave it like that. Should we? Yeah, we should leave it like that. Okay, yes, we should leave it. Okay, so basically I think we are okay. So we printed that out, and then we printed what happened to the guy. So let me put a new line. Should I put a new line? uh I can put a new line at the end when he finishes, so that it will. But as you can see, it has a null at the end of this guy, so it is replacing everything with a null. So that is what is actually happening to this guy. Okay, pi string token dot c. Okay, so that is what is happening. So there's two more things I will want you to know with this function, is that okay, we have two more things. So in case of this guy, if we use, let's say we use a character pointer for this guy, okay, and then we try to execute it. Let me leave it, and wq. So you see that we might get a segmentation fault, str. Okay, yeah, we got a segmentation fault. Why? Because str. So if we are using that guy, if you're not using array and we want to use these strings, right? So basically strings, this type of string literal is a kind of read only guy. So by the time string token come here to modify the stuff, it's going to result to segmentation fault, because it will not be able to access the address of this. So in order to solve this, we need to allocate memory for this guy dynamically. So we have to use malloc, and to use malloc we have to put our include standard library.h, right? So we have to do this, and then we'll dedicate memory for this guy. So in order to do that, we'll just say char string and string copy, let's put it that way, equal to, let me come back here. So malloc size of char times that str, I think something like this, enter, and then we'll have to perform a string copy function. Let me see, I can, let's see, let's go down, page down, let's see the example if they use malloc. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so basically, okay, I think I didn't do this well. So this one will get the length first, so we have to multiply by the length. So let's use string length, since we have our string length. So we use the string length function to get the length of this guy. So we are multiplying char by the length of whatever this str is holding, right? So we use that, and then we'll come down here, and then would, because this guy is constant, right? Okay, so this stc, right, as the, we've allocated memory for stc, right? So stc, what we'll do is we use our string copy str cpy to copy the content of this str, because str is like a read only, right? So we want to copy the content of this guy to this guy so that we can manipulate it, right? So we say stc, that's our destination, and str, right, that's our string, right? So from our source to our destination, we are transferring this guy, okay? And then this one will help us copy it. So this one is now holding this guy, and then we've allocated memory for this guy. And if we run it now, we should not have any segmentation fault. Size of char, sorry, I'm not supposed to. Let's see, size of this guy should be in the brackets. Size of char, right? Let's see what's going on. Okay, and then let's run it. Oh, we still have segmentation for, let me see, vi Strtok.c, string copy. Okay, now this guy should be stc, sorry, stc, and this one should be stc now, right? So it's good that I'm getting all these errors, right? Because it's as if we are doing it. I purposely didn't do this before, so that I'm going to do this and have as much error and debug with you. In case you are doing yours and then you get all these errors, you'll be able to actually get solution to them. Okay, so let's see. All right, GCC. Let's run it again. Okay, and as you can see, it has worked. Okay, so basically when you are using a string literal like that, it won't work because we can't string token would it would help us add some jargons, which is null, to this guy, right? And because of that, this pointer character pointer string, right, excuse me, would not allow us to edit this guy. So we need to pass on this guy to another guy, and to pass it on, we allocate memory for this guy, and then after allocating memory, we'll copy the content of this guy to this guy. You can do the copy content manually. We've done that in string, but you can just use the string copy function to do this, or you do it yourself, right? If you can't do it, look for tags where you are told to use the string copy function, see the function, use the function, and then you can declare the function somewhere and then call it here. Okay, so it's as easy as that. Okay, so that might be all for this. So let us just go through this man page. Is there anything else that I'm missing? If there's anything else, I'll put it on the comment section. If you are lucky to have seen any of the part 1, day 1, help me comment day 1 done. Okay, on if you finished day 1, you digested it, you've checked everything out, write day 1 done on the comment section, and I'll be happy to interact with you there. And any other thing I'll let you know. And then in the next video, we would be talking about how to create our own string token function. Okay, that would actually when we have a string, is going to put a null here, right, and then return that string when it sees a null. So it's just as simple as that. That's going to be what the logic would be about. Okay, so I'm going to see you in the next video.